Hey, quiet down for a minute. Class is in session. For the first episode, we're going to start very basic with a simple win of mine. Nothing too fancy, just exactly what you'll need to even compete in Fortnite nowadays. Today I'm going to show you guys a quick breakdown of a whole game I played and how my mindset was for each part of the game, whether or not I made the right play or just got lucky. This should help some of you beginners who either haven't got a win in a very long time, or even some of those who are looking to get their first win out the way. Anyways, no more talking. Let's get in the lab. Welcome to the first lesson. This is for all you guys who are struggling to get a win, like I said. Whether it's not your first, or whether you're still trying to get that first one. First thing you want to worry about is where you land. You want to land in a place where there's a good amount of loot, less populated, and you know where all the loot spots are. Here, I can hear a guy above me powering up with some shield, so I know he has more than me, so I move back to the next house. The number one rule of thumb when you first land is you want to eliminate the opponents as fast as possible. You do not want them to power up and get good weapons. Here, although I finished my first opponent, I have to be mindful that there's still another guy who just heard me kill him. He places down a trap, so I'm not gonna go walk over the trap. He gets killed. The other guy takes high ground. He knows I'm in here, but he doesn't know exactly where I'm at. So let me just break everything in my way. I find this RPG. In order for him to kill me, he has to come to me, and this guy seems pretty aggressive. He starts breaking walls, so I use my wall as cover. I see he's breaking the next wall. Hopefully he lands in the trap. I'm shooting it. I notice his bullet spray, so I shoot the RPG right at the wall, and I get the kill. Perfectly executed. First two guys done, and I still have a lot of loot to collect. Hopefully those are the last guys, so make sure that when you are pushing the next buildings, that you remember that anybody can be hiding or looting any building in that city because you just landed, and they probably have a little bit of shield and a little bit of weapons because the round has progressed further than about a minute. Also, take note of how I'm trying to break every single object in this house to make sure I can get enough materials for any battle I may come out as soon as I get outside the house. You want to be prepared for anything, because you never know who's watching you in this game. Also, another thing to keep in mind, when you are selecting your loadout and collecting loot, make sure that if you do have a pump shotgun or any shotgun, you have a weapon that you can spray with at close quarters, because no shotgun can do over 200 damage or even 200 damage with one shot at all after the patch. So make sure you have something to follow up with it, or even just something that can help you break, walls, stairs, anything like that if you're in a build battle. First things first, I'm about to get in a battle. I hear a guy parachuting right over my head, so right away I know I need to get high ground, and I'm ready on the ground so I can build before he can. As you can see, I've established high ground, and he tries to jump pad onto my structure, but he knows he's not high enough. So what do? I take the first shots because he's very vulnerable right now. So I shoot and try and get as much damage as possible off him. He starts to build, but it was too little too late, and that was just a smart play on my part. He didn't even shoot me one time. It was not even a battle. Now, you go get his loot, get any heals that you may need, or any ammo, especially materials. You can never get enough materials because those go by so fast. Anyways, I loot him up, and here comes another guy. Once again, he's in the air. I can build first. The key to any battle in Fortnite is to maintain control and maintain your advantage. Right now, I have the advantage. I have high ground, and he was in the zone, so I need to keep that pressure on him to make sure that he has no chance to fire back. All he can do right now is build. He's turtling up, so I'm trying to get closer. I still have my high ground. I'm shooting down his structures. I have no choice but to build. I'm safe because I have my own cover fire. He tries to take high ground. He's trying to build over me. I shoot him down. He's very weak, so I go finish him with my secondary weapon that I spray with, as I said before. That secondary weapon is very important, especially close quarters. I switched it for a drum gun because the drum gun is probably favorable over the LMG for it's more accurate and does higher damage. Anyways, that was a smart battle. I took control the whole time, kept my high ground, and I prevented him from getting the high ground. And I made sure to keep that pressure on him, especially when he was weak, because the last thing you want is for him to heal up. Alright, time for the next battle. Before we move on, take note of how I use the jump pad to get into the zone. The zone is still 1 minute and 30 seconds away from closing, so I need to make sure I know where the next zone is before I move anywhere far. I know I'm safe from the storm here, and I'm not sure where everyone else is within relation to my position right now, so it's best that I stay here and just hold down the fort. Once that zone closes, that's when you make an executive decision. Where do you want to move? Where are the more populated areas? Once again, this is a tutorial for people who are trying to secure a win, break that lose streak, or just get your first win. This is not an aggressive gameplay here. It's a smart gameplay where you learn to adjust to your opponent. Now time to move on to the next fight. Alright, the zone is closed and I'm making my way into the next zone. As you can see, I found myself a nice tall hill, perfect for maintaining high ground, and I have a great view on all of the opponents and the rest of the zone. Now that the zone is closing, I want to make sure that I have some cover and some even more high ground. So I build a 4x4, 3 floors above, just so I can prepare for anyone trying to come into the zone from behind me, around me, etc. You want to make sure that you are prepared for anything in this game. You should never be vulnerable. Use your headphones properly and listen for footsteps. It's very important. I hear this guy coming up my steps. I damage him quite bad. I need to maintain my advantage. So what do? I keep the high ground and I'm shooting down on him. Build my floor so I don't take too much fall damage. And I keep applying the pressure. Another one down. Another person closer to that victory royale. So I'll make my way back up to my hill, as the zone is not closed yet. I don't know where the next zone is. And from there, I will make better positioning. As you guys can see, the next storm is still on me, so there's no rush in changing my position. I still have a great hill, so I'm going to reinforce my base and make sure that it cannot be shot down easily by any opponents with RPGs or grenade launchers or just their gun. I'm still looking out, keeping my head down, and being mindful of other opponents. Quick tip: if you're building any higher than 3 stories, you're susceptible to fall damage, so if you do have any bounce pads, it is very wise to put one down, because after someone's knocked your base down, you cannot build anymore, and you just have to take the fall damage. So always have a bounce pad ready, just in case you need to jump up and avoid all that fall damage. Alright folks, we're in the final 4, me and 3 others. I've located 1 player across the map, and I'm still in the next zone. So once again, I already have the advantage. I'm in perfect positioning. I am lucky for being here, but it would be stupid of me to give it up. So I'm going to make it as difficult as possible for all of the players to advance into the new playing area by using my RPG. You could get a bunch of multi-kills by doing this while people are fighting. I easily could have won this had they not been on their guard. You don't want to stay above and just fire. You want to pop up, fire, and come down. Because you never know when someone could be looking at you and just get you with a quick snipe. That's all it takes. Doesn't matter how much health you have. I'm keeping on harassing. It's down to me and 1 other person. Okay? The zone is about to start closing very soon, and the storm is very dangerous at this point. So now it's my job to make sure I take control of the fight. Step 1. Maintain my advantage, and then secure the win. If you're ever in this situation, it should be an easy W, and you just want to keep on applying that pressure as I am right now. I'm forcing him to build. I'm not letting him move straight. He has to move to the side. He's not even close to the zone, but you can see he's trying to build his way over. You see that I'm harassing. He's trying, struggling, but I secure the victory. I kept that pressure. I maintained my advantage, and I secured the victory. This is how you win smartly and efficiently, especially if you're in a losing streak. That'll be it for this episode, folks. Once again, this is just for beginners and people really struggling to get that W, especially if you've been on a losing streak. Sometimes you need to pull back and just be smart and not be so aggressive. There are times to be aggressive and there are times to be smart. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. First episode, first lesson, just for beginners. I'll be making a more advanced tutorial for those who want to be a little more aggressive, rack up a little bit more kills, and show off a little bit more of your skills and tricks that you can do when it comes to build battles, etc. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share with your friends, comment if you want to tell me something to improve on, something to add for the next video, any suggestions, and make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for post notifications so that you do not miss any more lessons or any of the videos that I post. I'll be posting a lot more frequently. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.